Hi, I'm Joe Minopoli.
Hi, I'm Iris Johnson.
I'm Nora Hofmann, and we read The Beginning of Everything by Robin Schneider, which basically revolves around a boy named Ezra Faulkner. He's the main character, and he is sort of the tennis star of his high school. He has all these scholarships lined up as he's a senior, expecting to go to college for his tennis skills until he actually gets in an accident, which kind of takes that all away from him.
So one night, after a party, he goes to the party and he sees his girlfriend hooking up with someone else, and at that point he just gets mad and leaves the house. And as he's leaving the house, he gets into an accident that he hurts his knee and his wrist, and basically is the end of his tennis career.
Yeah, and he as a result he loses all his friends because he's no longer like the big popular guy in the high school. So that's a lot for him. So he ends up meeting new friends and meets a new girl named Cassidy, who, as a joke, signs him up for the debate team, which becomes his new vice. And he meets all his new friends through that and starts reconnecting with his old childhood friend Toby.
So as he hangs out more with the debate team and Cassidy specifically, he really starts to fall for her, but she's always kept him at a distance, and it seems like she knows something that we don't know about and that Ezra doesn't know about. But towards the end of the book, you kind of find out more about what she knows.
The secret is Cassidy knows more about Ezra's accident than he is aware of. But you'll have to read to find out.
So now we're going to talk about the themes of the beginning of everything.
One theme of the book is loss, because in the book, after he gets into the accident, he pretty much can throw his tennis career out the window and all the scholarships that came along with that. And when he was in the hospital, he realized that he doesn't really have any friends because he didn't see anyone taking after or looking after him or taking care of him at all. So he realized who his real friends were. And at the end of the book, Cassidy moves away from him. So that's a big loss in his life too, because he was slowly falling in love with her.
We also saw a pretty big emphasis on the theme of coming of age. So basically throughout the book, he starts off being sort of like a shallow, popular kid in high school, and he learns the value of friendship over sort of what other people think of him, and moves away from caring about what other people think and more of how he views himself. And he also kind of has to get over that with the fact that he now has this limp and a cane that he has to use. So it's less about what other people think of him and what he is on the outside, and more of who he has become towards the end of the book on the inside.
And then a major theme that's pretty much the central concept of the whole book is identity, because Ezra doesn't let the people he surrounds himself with define who he is, especially with the friendships he loses and his tennis career being taken away from him. He tries to see the silver lining and move forward and have a new beginning, hence the title, Beginning of Everything.
On the very first page of the book, Ezra says, "Sometimes I think that everyone has a tragedy waiting for them." Do you guys think that's true, or do you disagree with that?
I would say that's true. I wouldn't say tragedy is probably the right word, but I definitely think everyone has a hardship that they're bound to go through and overcome, and it's up to them how they deal with that.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree with that too, because in life, it's hard to appreciate the good things that happen if you don't go through the tragic events that occur. So, yeah, I think that is true.
I think to an extent it's also true. I think everyone, like you both said, has stuff that they go through that's really difficult and kind of tests your limits and tests your strengths, but it also doesn't necessarily have to be a tragedy, even if it's terrible. I think the way that you handle things and the way that you move on after it tells a lot about who you are as a person and maybe makes something less tragic. I would definitely recommend this book to mostly young adults. I think it more applies to, but both guys and girls could really learn from this. As freshmen in college, we were just in high school, so it's easy to relate. to what these kids are going through. And even though a lot of us may not have had anything really difficult like Ezra did, it's still a good reminder to be thankful for what you have and to learn that even if things go south and don't go the way that you want them to, doesn't mean it's the end of the world. Like, good things can still come your way.
Yeah, and to play off of that, like you with Ezra too, like he thought like his life was over, like he didn't have tennis anymore, he didn't have his friends anymore, but you can't go any more rock bottom than that. It can only get better. So I think the whole point is just to not be negative and have a positive mindset on life.
Yeah, I agree. I also recommend this book because it shows like what life is. You go through ups and downs, but you always just try to figure out how to make it better. There's always more life to come. So yeah.